Ready to Die, the most anticipated R2D remake. When it comes to the Reason to Die series, it always had huge potential, despite the game being discontinued back in 2022. The game still had players ranging from 80 to 200 players at max. The game was discontinued for unknown reasons, despite PR claiming the only reason for the cancellation is because, quote unquote, God told him to do so, which is a pretty stupid reason in my opinion, and I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks so. So with that, seems like the Reason to Die series have come to a halt. Until a developer, who goes by the name of Albre, decided to remake the whole game from scratch, which from the start seemed like a really bad idea. But people were hyped, everyone was so happy that R2D was finally returning. Yeah, needless to say, it didn't last. The game Albre made was called Reason to Die Definitive Edition. The game has released on the 30th of December 2022. The game saw huge success despite the game only being a demo, as it added many items and many features returning from Reason to Die Awakening. As this sparked hope for the new and returning R2D players, the game itself was really good. Sure, it had some bugs, but overall it was a really fun experience. With the release of demo v1.5, the game was bigger than ever. It included gifts, the return of mounts, new weapons, everything was going well, and thus the shutdown happened. Albre and his team started working on the game again for the new summer update. The game would not see the light of day again until October the 2nd, 2023. 10 months have passed since the official release of the demo. Things were looking grim, as Albre delayed the game about 5 times. Until the 2nd of October 2023, the game was finally released to the public, as it saw huge success, gathering over 3k players. The game had supposedly earned more than 2 million Robux, and the support for the game was massive, bringing new and old players to the game. Discord itself was bigger than ever, as it had over 10k members. The update would keep the game alive until the 11th of November, the Halloween update. Back to the Discord. The game was supposed to release on the 28th of October. However, the game was delayed to the 11th of November, reviving the game and introducing old and new weapons which were reworked and such. The update itself didn't contain a lot of stuff. There was no quest, no boss, but they kept this summer quest to obtain tickets and be able to get the new items. Many players saw an issue with this. However, for the lack of content, we could also conclude that Albre didn't have enough time to add more stuff. The Christmas update was supposed to be the update for the game, however, never saw the light of day. We will discuss this more in the next update and why it was delayed. Despite being one of the main developers of the game, Val did almost nothing, as all she did was make execution videos, referencing those videos on LiveLeak, and it didn't help her case that she also used the Iranian flag and Mexico flag. Some people speculated that Val was a racist, who did this to make fun of Middle Eastern people and Mexican people, though I do believe it's just her joking around. It also didn't help that she was practically useless 90% of the time, as she was getting paid by Albre just to troll and do nothing. No wonder the community made assumptions that Albre had a relationship with Valerie, as this would make more sense. It was clear that Albre had valued the game over his sleep and well-being. While I do agree, Albre and his team worked really hard to get the game out of the way and release it, but it is also clear that the game needed more developers. As a result, many people would criticize Albre for not hiring enough people and having one of the worst debuggers of all time, as them even admitting that they just play in FFA and do nothing, which made the community even more frustrated, as Albre was hiring someone who did nothing. While I do believe not every debugger slacked off, I believe Albre's trust issue have made it harder for him to believe or trust anyone to work on the game, hence why it was clear that Ready to Die took so much delays. However, instead of expanding on this issue, Albre just gave up. He just threw in the towel and told everyone that he was quote-unquote leaving the community, leaving the games in the hands of Arsa and Sign, which were probably the most liked members of the time because of their hard work. Unfortunately, not even 24 hours later, and the Arsa's ownership was revoked. Both Val and the dev team were kicked out of the server, Not only that, this even made the situation worse. The whole community was in shambles, as we do not know what led Albre to this decision, but some people speculate that Albre did this because of his jealousy of the fame Arza was getting, as everyone was cheering and happy for Arza taking the ownership of the game. Some people also speculate that Albre has gotten greedy and could have let go of the game, so he decided to take back of the ownership and fire all of them. Some people also speculate that Val was his girlfriend, which her leaving made it even worse. I don't believe that Val and Albre had some sort of relationship, though I do believe her getting fired was also part of why Albre did this. In January 7th, 2024, the game would officially be privated, as most devs would also be kicked out or resigning from their positions, ending the legacy of Ready to Die. This legacy was short-lived, as Albrecht's bad decisions left the game to rot. On another note, I do believe there's a small chance that this game could come back, but it's unlikely, as this game is screwed beyond logic. There's not much to discuss, but as what could have been, if this game was in the right hands, it was clear from the start that starting the game from scratch was a bad idea. Having less developers was also another thing that led to the game's downfall. Hopefully, Albre makes the game open source and allows other developers to expand on the game and make it better and finally finish it. That's just an idea. Thank you for watching, and do not send hate to anyone mentioned in this video.